Well, it's finally here, my friends. The Marvels opening weekend, and already there have been early screenings, and people have been granted early access and early premieres, and the news is not good. All the rumors seem to be true. The bad CGI, the bad writing, the cringe, the identity politics, the cats, the bad narrative. The plot isn't even there. It doesn't make any sense. All of the early reactions from actual fans that I've seen call this Marvel movie one of, if not the worst Marvel movie ever released. And that's saying something when you think back to The Eternals, to Thor the Dark World, or the recent Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. So, I mean, to think that a movie was produced that has immediately taken that spot over in the MCU as the worst ever produced, I mean, that's saying something. I mean, those movies were terrible in their own right, but to think that something that had a budget of over $300 million, I mean, it's stunning when you think of that kind of money being spent, and then the endless reshoots and delays to fix the problems that were apparent to the people producing the movie, and then the desperation of Disney and the marketing of the movie trying to tie it to Endgame and trying to tease us with end credit scenes that really, I mean, when we get into it, they really aren't that great. That says something. Some say this movie will bomb harder than The Flash, which would make this the worst performing superhero movie ever released. That's incredible. Again, for the money they spent on this movie, for the time they spent on this movie, for the marketing they put out for this movie. Now, I have yet to decide whether or not to go see it on Friday when it's released generally to the public. I'm not sure I want to waste my time or my money on it, but I also feel an obligation to all of you. Maybe I should go see the movie so I can review it so you don't have to waste your time and money on it. Or maybe it's going to be great. Maybe I'll come back and say, hey, this is a great movie. You should go see it. So I'll leave it up to all of you out there. In the comment section, if you want me to go see the movie on Friday, put a yes there and I'll go see it. If you don't think it's worth it, put a no. Either way, I'm going to drag my wife to that movie. If it's a yes, and she'll probably end up hating me for the whole weekend. But that's the price I will pay for all of you. Now, a lot about this movie has been about the end credit scenes, right? The teasing and getting the public in. Oh, there's going to be end credit scenes. You have to see, you have to see, you have to see. Well, guess what? They're all spoiled already. They're all over the internet. Disney can't take it down fast enough. So spoiler alert, if you haven't already heard about it, then pause this video or turn it off for later, and because we're going to talk about it right now. So yes, one most everyone got right. Kelsey Grammer's Beast. Yes, monicarambeau runs into him in an alternate dimension along with her mother, who's binary, and it teases the X-Men. So what did we learn from this credit scene? Nothing. We know the X-Men's coming. We know that's coming. There's nothing new. You don't learn anything new. It's maybe nice to see Kelsey Grammer as Beast. I like Kelsey Grammer, but you don't learn anything new. So it's a throwaway credit scene. The second end credit scene is Miss Marvel. The little 12-year-old Kamala there. She's reciting Nick Fury's speech from Iron Man's end credit scene that she's putting a team together. So what does that mean? Yes, the young female Avengers. That's what we're going to get. That's the direction they're going. So that's it. Did we learn anything new? No. We already knew all this. This has already been public knowledge. This is where the company's going. This is where Marvel's going. So what's the point of these end credit scenes? Now, the one strange thing that's happened as I've been watching the reactions for this movie and watching the criticisms of this movie is I've actually started to feel sad, or I've actually started to feel bad for Brie Larson. I know, right? I didn't think it would ever happen, but bear with me here. Bear with me here. I know she's considered unlikable, and I know audiences don't want to support her projects right now. The thing I keep going back to is this. She's a very good actress. When given the right material and the right director, she can do a good job. I mean, she hasn't gotten any of that since she's joined the MCU or joined Disney, but she won an Oscar for crying out loud. I mean, she's an Oscar-winning actress. 2016's The Room. I mean, she's a Best Actress winner. So she's got talent, and whether I like an actor or not, the one thing I can't stand is when people waste their potential and waste their talent, which is what Brie's doing. And so for some good reason, if Brie Larson ever sees this video, I've got a little advice for her. I want to say something to her. Brie, get out of the MCU. Get out of Disney. Now, as fast as you can. If it's your agent giving you this bad advice, then fire your agent and get a new one. Because like it or not, actors, they create legacies, especially actors at your level. They create legacies. And those legacies are what drive audiences to see your movie or repel them away from seeing your movie. And right now, you're repelling audiences for whatever reason it might be, as talented as you might be. For some reason, audiences are saying no to this. So you need to take all the talent that you have and walk away from this because you're not creating the kind of legacy I think you want as an actress. or as an A-list actress, right? So you won an Oscar, but really, how many people really remember that in the general audience? Because it's all being overshadowed by all this junk. No one's remembering. It's all overshadowed. And so whatever validation that you got from winning the Oscar, whatever validation your talent got from winning that Oscar, it's being diminished by the roles and the projects that you are now choosing to be a part of. And I think that if you do yourself a favor right now, because everyone has to do this in life, is they have to reset. They have to step back. They have to reevaluate. And then when they're sure of their next move, then they move forward. And I think right now, if you continue to be part of Disney and Marvel, yeah, the paycheck's good. I get it. The money's probably great. Good for you. Get all the money you can. I want everybody to get all the money they can, no matter what they're doing. I want everybody to be as rich as possible. I mean, that would be awesome, right? I never would deny anybody a paycheck. But if there are other things in life that are more important or just as important as money, then you have to step back and reevaluate. And I think that's what someone like you in this position has to do. Because if you continue to stay with the MCU, or you go over to Lucasfilm and be part of Disney's Star Wars or whatever, it's still always going to be attached to you right now. You've got to make a clean break. I think I would say that to any actor right now. I think any actor in the MCU or part of Disney, they're not doing well. Their legacies aren't doing well. Tom Hiddleston and Loki, Rachel Zegler, I mean, in Snow White, she's ruined forever. At least that's the way it looks right now. So be the smart one of all this group and say, hey, I need to step back, reevaluate and my art, my craft, and say, what do I want to really do with it? Because I think anyone who's won an Oscar is capable of doing great work in the future. That's my advice to you. Or you could look at it this way. As a member of the MCU, think back. Remember what a young Gamora said to Thanos.
Did you do it?
Yes.
What did it cost?
Everything.
Thanks for listening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care of yourself and enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the rest of your week. And from south of the border, I am still your reluctant gringo. Salud and a huevo.